Good morning, Chief Sheppard. How
Good
are you
morning.
today?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Erica, and I'll be interviewing you today. I just wanted to find out a little bit about you and your candidacy. So can you start out with telling me about your district and where it is?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm running for the 36th district, which is encompass of basically Evergreen Park, Oakland, Chicago Ridge, Palos Hills, and parts of Palos Heights.
Okay. And what made you decide to run for office?
Well, Erica, to tell you the truth, I've been in and out of politics, throughout my career. But at some point, you get a little tired of sending messages in the room, and when you receive a reply, it's like, "Hey, Dave, we tried. Better luck next time." So I figured this time, I'll do something different. I'll run to get inside the room, so therefore I know the message is clear that I'm trying to deliver.
Okay. And what are some of the issues that you've seen inside of your district that you're hoping to fix?
Well, some of the issues primarily deals with a few areas. Number one is our local school districts are really not in tune with what the needs are for the disabled children in the area. I myself have an 8-year-old non-verbal disabled child, so I have first experience of trying to deal with the districts and what's going on with disabled children here. Furthermore, my property taxes are just a little higher than I would want them to be. And furthermore, there seems to be an uptick in crime here. I've been here in Evergreen Park for over, I think I came here about 1999. And it's been a beautiful community, but lately there's been an uptick and there's been no address to that uptick in this area. On top of that, we have seniors that I believe are underrepresented. And there's a little bit of a problem with government overreach in this area, primarily when it comes to our children and what's being done in our communities.
Some of your history involves law enforcement, does it not?
That's correct. I am currently right now in my 27th year of law enforcement. I did 26 years with the County Sheriff's Police Department. I in almost every position you want to think of, officer, sergeant, lieutenant, investigator, detective. Currently, right now, I am employed as a police chief for one of the local municipalities.
Okay, and I believe that gives you a slightly different view of the world as the rest of us, seeing it from the other side.
That is correct, because, I can see it from both sides. I can see it from the local citizen side as to what's happening in our communities with crime, but I can also see it as a person who wholeheartedly wants to serve my community and make things better for everyone. And on that angle, with some of the bills that's been passed in Springfield has not been in favor of local law enforcement, nor has it been advantageous to our citizens.
When it comes to law enforcement and the things that you've seen while on duty, are there things that you think that you can change when in office that would be beneficial to both sides?
Oh yeah, immediately. There's a few bills that are out there that when they were passed, there was no input from law enforcement side. Okay, there's some few things in the Safety Act that needs to be addressed. Right now, currently, there's a mass exodus from the field due to some language in the Safety Act. And I mean, just to pick one in particular, there was adjustment when it came to trespass. Right now, law enforcement is handcuffed basically when it comes to a person that trespasses on your property, land, or business, because we no longer can arrest a person and remove them. It's a ticketable offense. So basically, we give the person a ticket, but the individual is still there. How did that effectively help us as law enforcement as well as make the community safer? It did not. And there's other aspects in law enforcement that we could address immediately. There's a huge surge in carjacking when it comes to juveniles. This is something we can control. We can do this. Springfield right now has the power with the pen to address that. It should not be that a juvenile should be able to place a weapon to someone's head, take their property, and then you see the same juvenile the very same day or the next day walking in the community again.
I understand. When it comes to your history prior to law enforcement, was politics ever in your purview of what you wanted to do in the future?
Every kid dreams of being a president one day, but ideally, I've always been a leader. I've always excelled or advanced in whatever field I was in. I make a joke with some of my former supervisors that I could do their jobs better than they could. They didn't find it funny, but I was being truthful. But no, I've always been like a natural born leader. My children follow in my footsteps. I have one in law enforcement. I have another juvenile psychologist. We all lead and we all want to give back to whatever community that we're serving. So I believe I was kind of born for politics.
Okay. Now you mentioned your children, and you did mention earlier that you have a disabled child. And some of what you're trying to do is to make sure that that child has the resources that he needs in school. Can you explain that a little bit further?
Well, let me go with how Illinois is wrote. So basically right now, it empowers the parent to be part of the overall team when you're doing the individual plan for your child when he's disabled, he or she is disabled. So what happens is you enter a room, there's 12 individuals on their side, but only 2 on yours.
Excuse me, sorry.
I
tried to beat that.
There's only 2 on your side. So again, when we take a round table vote, again, how's the parent actually effectively represented if it's 12 of them and only 2 of you? From that leads to what I consider as bullying. There's votes that's taking, the parent is excluded as if you're not important. I can tell you that personal experience, the last meetings that we went, I had to hire an attorney. I had an attorney from the district treat my child's ailment as non-important. I said, well, there's different things that has to be done for autistic children. And she stated, oh, well, yeah, that's one form. It's about 7 questions. We'll fill it out and put it in the file. That's not what we're supposed to receive. And then from there, I reached out to my local state representative that's currently serving, asked for assistant, and was told, well, basically, Dave, there's nothing I can do. Good luck. My thing is if you don't care about my child, then whose children do you care about? And that's the way I see this. I want to represent all the other parents whose children are being neglected, bullied, or mistreated inside the school systems.
Okay. My following question regards to going to Springfield and some of the legislation that you plan on advocating for or passing when it comes to things like education. What can you do with regard to what you just told me that would make the situation better for parents and for children?
You know what I believe I can bring to the table? I believe I can bring passion and understanding. The thing is as a parent as well, there's nothing you won't do for your child. So understand there's nothing or no one that can keep telling me no to something that would benefit my child. And I know it would benefit hundreds of other children. So once I get to Springfield, I bring that passion with me. It's not just a bill that's going to be introduced or something that's passing by me that's something I need to read and sign off. There's personal in this that I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a community leader, and I need to be there to represent the voice of the rest of the people in Illinois. And that's our problem. Our voices are not heard. There's bills that's constructed and passed. No one asked us. I can't tell you the last time there's been a town hall meeting here in Evergreen Park or Oak Lawn or wherever it may be. How do you represent us in Springfield and introduce bills that we need, but you never sit down and talk to us? So that's one of the things that I think I can really bring to Springfield. I can bring the voice of the people, the will of the people. And when you put me in a room, Erica, I guarantee you, very hard to shut me up and get me out.
I think I've seen that firsthand. In a good way.
Yes. Well, yeah,
absolutely in a good way. Absolutely. I can see you out there on the floor right now.
Okay.
I have one last question, kind of off the subject of where we've been, but what do you feel about term limits? I know that this has been a hot topic discussion, a hot point for a lot of our politicians and people running for office right now. If you win, when you win, how do you plan on serving and how long do you plan on serving for?
Well, effectively, I believe everyone or everything should come to an end because evolution is part of life. It's a natural, we must evolve. And as times change, so does the need of the people. Understand, if I was in office and, generations have come that I'm not in tune with, and I don't understand what the will of the people need for the new generation, then respectively, maybe I should step aside and let someone come that can represent what's going on in today's world. So everything must come to an end. Effectively how long a term should go, I don't know. I would like to serve until my net use has been exhausted, if that makes sense to you.
Absolutely. And you believe that you would be able to see that approaching and know when it's time to throw the towel or move on to something else?
Absolutely, absolutely, without a doubt. And that's one of the things that I do right now in my current field. Right now, I feel that I'm training my replacement right now where I'm currently employed, because it's a necessity. I need to rise, have that position, but then I have to move over for the next one to evolve and take their greatness. And that's the way I see it. Everything must come to pass at some point. Will I recognize it? Sure, I will. Hopefully before the voters do. But then I'll just move on and let the next person do what they need to do. And it's all about the citizens. It's all about Illinois. We want to make this the greatest state that there ever can be. And if I'm in the way of that, respectfully, I have to move on.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time today, Chief Sheppard. It was really nice to see you.
Very good. Thank you for the interview. And anyone out there in the wonderful land, I ask you personally for your vote to take your voice to Springfield so we can make Illinois as great as it can be.
All right. Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.